2018 class for Doctor of Physical Therapy. All right. Great. Now you all can be seated. They clean up well, don't they? I think, as you can tell from the procession, and then once one person hugs, everybody starts hugging, we have gotten to be extremely close after 3 years, right? We talked about that first semester. But anyways, I just wanted to welcome all of you guys, most certainly the graduates, but their significant others, their family members, their friends, the community. This is obviously a momentous occasion, one in which I don't think, unless you have actually gone through a physical therapy program, you truly understand the amount of work that these students put in the last 3 years. It's amazing. Yeah, it is worth a round of applause. I'm going to keep this extremely short, which is unusual for me, right? Don't believe me, yes. But I will have to say, it is always bittersweet when we come to this weekend, because again, one thing that I find unique about AIC is that we honestly, we're more than a college, we're a family. And these guys came in 3 years ago, not knowing everybody, knowing some people, and most certainly not knowing us. And by the end of the 3 years, we probably know more about them than they wish we do. And they most certainly know a lot about us as well. And again, it is bittersweet to see you guys leave us, but I will tell you, I just want to welcome you with open arms as colleagues, and I most certainly hope you stay in touch, and please do know how incredibly proud we are of you. Thank you. So I am going to invite up our dean, and she's going to say a few words. So as she's coming up, I will say you will see me kind of coming back and forth on this stage. It's kind of like when you miss a family dinner, you get picked to do something. And so I was picked to be the MC to keep the faculty over there kind of in their places and ready to get up and keep this moving. So you will see me back and forth. So this is Dean Thompson.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of President Maniaci and the rest of the AIC family, I'd like to welcome you all here and to add to Dr. Davis's congratulations to all of our graduates. I know it's been a long 3 years. It doesn't seem a long 3 years for us, but I'm sure it seemed like a long 3 years for you. This is our celebratory weekend that begins today with the pinning, which is unique to our health profession, so we love this time of year. And tomorrow, for the first time in the college's history, you will be back again in this very same room, because we will be doing a separate doctoral hooding ceremony for our doctoral candidates. So we will have our DPT students, our education students who are receiving their doctorates in education and educational psychology, but it will be a very intimate ceremony with about 49 students in all, and obviously our DPT students are the largest class, so we're very, very proud of them. One of the great things that I always say to all of our parents and family and friends when they come to these ceremonies, you all will be getting a raise as soon as these students begin their jobs, because one of the great things that we can say with confidence is that they all will have a job, and not every faculty member or dean can say that to family and friends. And I know that in talking with a lot of these students, they already have jobs, so they don't really have to wait too much longer to do that. But again, best wishes to all of you. Congratulations to all of you for waiting all this time, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow as well. Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to begin. First thing we're going to start with is a message from the faculty, and that is by Dr. Michelle Favalis.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I go into any remarks, I just want to acknowledge Tracy Ramos, our physical therapy administrative assistant, who has been instrumental in helping coordinate, plan, and put together this day, and has been there for not just the faculty, but the students all along their journey. So, Tracy. That said, good afternoon, parents, family, friends, and graduates. I am happy and honored to address you today. Of all the ceremonies I have had the pleasure to attend, this is the first one in which I have been granted the privilege to speak. This pinning will hold a special place in my heart, second only to my own, as it is with you that I began my time here at AIC. I must admit, I found this task a bit daunting. Thanks a lot, by the way. I do think that this is some reprisal for clinical medicine or cardiopulmonary in some way. So, preparing lectures that keep you engaged, creating tests that evaluate your understanding are much simpler endeavors, for they are based in knowledge deeply rooted into my very being. Writing seemingly a simple speech proved to be a far more formidable charge. As you and my family can definitely attest, I rarely lack for things to say, and I have no difficulty whatsoever in filling time with conversation. See, they agree. However, finding the right words to further inspire a group of individuals who already seem to have direction and a sense of purpose is a whole different matter altogether. I liken the process to the evil queen brewing over a spell over a cauldron. A touch of humor, a pinch of wisdom, a dash of nostalgia, and half a drop of preachiness should do the trick. And as I stir my bubbling concoction, I considered our past 3 years together, contemplating how much you have grown since our first encounters. As I recalled that first day, that first class in clinical medicine, everyone crammed into a tiny hot room in Amron, I was popular for being the unpopular professor. You remember that class that you asked the director of the program to attend because you felt that I was asking too much of you. They all remember. Despite some tough moments, you rose to the challenge. You not only passed that course, but all of the subsequent ones to follow. And with each class and each clinical, you have developed both personally and professionally to arrive at this moment. I know that your task was not easy, and you did not get here alone. You have grown together as a class. You have formed lasting bonds and memories with the faculty and each other. As the snack club, the donut group, and my personal favorite, the Zumba crew, can certainly attest. Yes, the dedicated faculty and staff have contributed to your success, but it is with the support and the love of those with us, and perhaps who are not here today, that you were able to rise and excel. They were your first teachers, your greatest fans, and your strongest advocates. Thank you for all you do for them. As you step forward with your first job and new role as a physical therapist, not as a student, not as an assistant, not as an aide, but a physical therapist, I have one more challenge for you. Of course, it has 4 parts. Commit to the journey. Much in the same way you committed to your studies to graduate, make that same commitment to your profession. Embrace your inexperience. Continue to learn, broaden your knowledge, and enhance your skills. Be innovative and creative. Do what challenges you. You never know where your path will lead. Perhaps one day you'll be speaking at a ceremony celebrating the success of students with whom you have shared your expertise, now to be called colleagues. Work. You know that your task is not yet done. When things get overwhelming, don't complain, just work harder. You have done this already over the past 3 years through difficult exams, daunting practicals, your capstone research, and many, many, many projects. You have already shown that you have the tenacity and the ability to achieve your goals. Strive to make things better. Labor to make a difference in the lives of your patients and their families. Work to make yourselves proud. Remember that it is not about you. This one may be a little hard at times. In the words of Randy Pausch, the important things are those that fill you from the inside. It will be grounded in people, in your relationship with people. This is the heart of our profession. As physical therapists, we see people at their worst. We connect and form bonds with them. We cheer and push them through the struggles of healing. Yesterday's presentations gave us but a glimpse of how your efforts touch the lives of your patients and those who love them. As you use your newfound knowledge and skills, share your compassion and empathy with your patients, heal their souls as well as their bodies. Service. The world needs you. The world needs your knowledge, your enthusiasm, your skills and passion, your healing and your heart. Be active in your clinic, your community. Give to those who need you and to whom you owe nothing. Give back to those who have helped you. This will be empowering and liberating, for you will be giving of your time and energy to those who will appreciate it most. As James Barrie once said, those who bring sunshine to the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. Today, we celebrate you and wish you a lifetime of success. Congratulations, and thank you for letting me be a part of your journey.
Okay, so we heard from a member of the faculty, and now we are going to have student remarks. So I invite Sophie Newhouse and Rebecca Russo to come on up. Diana.
All right. Just get my speech here. All right. So, hi, my name is Sophie Newhouse, and yes, I know what you're all thinking. With a last name like that, I did miss my calling as a realtor. But actually, I'm absolutely honored to be part of the smartest and most devastatingly good-looking class to ever grace this stage. Which, is a fact that you can look up on Wikipedia, but on an unrelated note, I am permanently banned from editing any Wikipedia articles in the future. So I've been tasked with saying special thank yous, which I've viewed as a challenge to complete in the brief time that I've been allotted, just because there are so many people in this audience and on this stage, and some of us who are not able to be here today that really deserve individual recognition and praise. I'm going to do my best to try and capture the immeasurable gratitude that we have for all of you. First, I have to thank the staff of AIC Health Sciences for their incredible support and assistance throughout all the phases of our education. They're basically superhuman, and we sincerely appreciate all the hard work that they have put in to help us reach this point in our academic careers, and for doing it all with a smile and a sense of humor. Second, I'd love to thank you all for being here tonight, not only for making the trip to be here and celebrate with us, but for being our shoulders to cry on, being patient and listening to us endlessly complain about tests or an insane number of group projects, which is, I'm guessing, about 29 to be exact. Not that I was counting, but. So, for being our practice dummies, sometimes to your detriment, for being our mentors. Thank you for being forgiving as we studied through important events such as birthdays or anniversaries, holidays or parties, for looking the other way as we studied our notes under Thanksgiving dinner, and for buying us expensive textbooks that we asked for Christmas. But most of all, thank you for showing us unwavering encouragement, support, and love throughout all of our entire educational career. While I'm up here, I have to give a quick shout out to my parents, my sister, my aunts and my uncle, my grandparents, and my partner for always encouraging me to do my best and achieve my dreams. I hope I made you all proud today. Lastly, I think I can speak for our entire class when I say that simply saying thank you is not enough to express the gratitude that we have for all of our professors for sharing their wealth of knowledge with us over the last 3 years. Thank you for being an irreplaceable part of our journey. Thank you for coming in early and staying late and just devoting all of your time and attention to us. Thank you for being our mentors. Thank you for telling us the answer to literally every question we have is it depends. We learned that there's more than one answer and that we should think outside the box. Thank you for giving us a challenge because our struggle helped us stumble upon our strengths. You're the best because you brought out the best in us. And much like a gate belt, without you, we would have failed. So, in summary, this speech is too long and I have completely zoned out version is thank you to everyone for your boundless support and encouragement on our physical therapy journey. And I'd like to leave you with this quote that I stumbled upon while frantically Google searching how to write a thank you speech. Make it a habit to tell people thank you, to express your appreciation sincerely and without the expectation of anything in return. Truly appreciate those around you, and soon you'll find many mothers around you. Truly appreciate life, and you'll find that you have more of it. So thank you very much, and have a wonderful night.
Hello, as most of you know, I'm Becky Russo. First off, I would like to congratulate all of us for making it here today. We have persevered through both academic and personal hardships together and individually to achieve our dreams. I'm standing here at this podium in disbelief. I, like 9 of my other classmates, began this journey here at AIC 5 to 6 years ago as a freshman. Sorry. I remember it like it was yesterday, staring at the freshly cut green grass of the quad and President Vince Maniaci greeting me with the biggest smile, already knowing my full name before ever meeting me. As much as I was nervous to be left alone without my parents, I was eager to start this journey to my lifelong goal. As undergraduate years went on, we gained memories of dissecting a cat in Dr. Sin's class and learning about glycolysis with Dr. Boyd, just waiting for all the boring prerequisites to be done so we could be learning about physical therapy. Once graduate school began with anatomy boot camp, we were excited to meet our new classmates, showing them around campus and showing them where the best places were to eat. We quickly realized how important it was to work together as a family. Through all the stress, tears of joy, and sadness, we came together to accomplish our one common goal, to become DPTs. The bond we share is indescribable. I will truly miss seeing every single one of you 30+ hours a week. Yet today is the mark of new beginnings. A new set of French doors are waiting to be opened. We began this journey together with different ideas of the type of therapist we wanted to become. Throughout, some of us have explored and even fallen in love with a population or a setting we never thought we would like, and others stuck to the original plan. I began PT school afraid of the elderly. Yikes. Many will go on to work in outpatient ortho, some in inpatient rehab, and others can't wait to work with little kiddos. No matter where our future careers take us, we will always have one another as colleagues, friends, family, and maybe become someone's boss one day. I look back to 6 years ago and never thought I would be here, standing and speaking at my pinning ceremony, completing this chapter in my life. With that being said, who knows what the next 6 years will bring? The sky is not even the limit. Even astronauts need PT. For those who are ready to spread their wings to a new part of the country or preparing to settle down and get married, no matter where life takes us, I have the utmost confidence in this class. The class of 2018 will push boundaries, make groundbreaking discoveries, and impact thousands of lives, both young and old. Tomorrow, we'll be receiving the most expensive piece of paper. While this paper may only have just your name on it, it is not just yours. None of us did this alone, even if we tried. Our degree demonstrates the support and sacrifices of our families, friends, professors, mentors, and even beloved pets. I am truly humbled by the support and love each person contributed to help me through this journey. Now we have received all the tools for our tool belt, so much we might even need to trade in for a toolbox. DPT class of 2018, think back to where you were in 2015, who you are now, and who you'd like to be in the future. It is time to start dreaming again. I will leave you with a quote from Harriet Tubman. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. Thank you.
Okay. I actually did ask a few people if they wanted to be announced, and they said no. And now we're getting to the point of which we are going to do student awards. And I think I'm actually gonna step out of the box and kind of introduce you all to the faculty. All right, and so you all know Dr. Michelle Favalis for her wonderful speech she just gave in the front. We then have Dr. Lauren Archibald. We have the ever-present Dr. Amelia Janasek. Then we have, we have Dr. Phyllis Clappis in the house. We have Dr. Gail Stern. Dr. Tracy Klakaka. Dr. Tara Maroney. No one can forget about Dr. Pat Carley there in the back. Now, I will say, some of you guys will say, well, why didn't they want to be announced, right? I will say this is really about your students up here. And as much as I think we all like to talk a lot, we also get a little bit verklempt with all this emotion as well. But again, I would be remiss if I didn't also introduce three amazing members in the audience that are sitting back there. We have Kathy McCauley. We have Dr. Cindy Buchanan. And then we have Dr. Diana Kinney. Thank you. So now the next part of the program is actually student awards, and the faculty is going to present them. And the first one we are going to start off with is the Academic Achievement Award, and that is being presented by Dr. Lauren Archibald.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have the pleasure of presenting the first award this evening, the Academic Achievement Award. This award is given to the person with the highest overall grade point average in the professional phase of the program. For all of the friends and family in the audience, I would like to give you just a very small glimpse of how rigorous this program actually is. This is no small feat that this student has accomplished. Over 3 years, these students have completed approximately 120 credits, 35 courses, 480 hours of clinical education, 10 practicals, written a capstone, and taken close to, if not over, 100 exams. This is a guesstimate. This does not include any of the papers. Was it 39 projects? 29 projects. Okay. Or endless hours of studying for exams and the patient care skills. However, this student not only achieved the highest GPA, they also worked as a physical therapy assistant in conjunction to completing full-time graduate coursework. The last few days, I've asked staff and fellow classmates to describe this individual. He was described by his peers as friendly, extremely knowledgeable, a team player, and always willing to help other classmates out. With the faculty, it was just unanimous that he is an overall great person and well-rounded individual. We know this individual will continue to excel in whichever path he chooses, and he will be an asset to the physical therapy community for many years to come. It is my honor to present the 2018 Academic Achievement Award to Dr. Joe Socha. Congratulations, Joe.
I will have to say, many of these students are much smarter than I ever was coming out of school. I think maturity might have helped me a little bit, I don't know, but you guys amazed me. Anyways, let's go on to the next one. The next one is the Chrysalis Award, and that will be presented by Dr. Tara Maroney.
The Chrysalis Award recognizes a student who has demonstrated a significant change that reflects positive growth towards becoming a physical therapy professional. Throughout this student's graduate studies, this individual has continued to perform strong academically, but would never have been described in the past as more reserved in nature, or would have been described in the past as more reserved in nature. Throughout the past 3 years, it has been obvious that this student has worked hard at becoming more confident in themselves, in their knowledge base, and in their ability to communicate with others. This student has grown into a clinician that I have no doubt will be a strong advocate for her patients and for the profession. This student's clinical instructor has described her as someone who demonstrates strong clinical reasoning skills regarding patient interactions and treatments, with communication skills that are excellent, informative, and clear, and is someone who is well received by her peers and strives to provide exceptional patient care. I am proud to call Sophie Newhouse, the recipient of this year's Chrysalis Award.
I will say, if you just look at Sophie's response, you can see, again, how genuine she is, and then listening to her speech, she has always had that quiet, subtle humor, but to be able to stand up here and give it to all of you, it just shows her growth again as well. Congratulations. Everybody's so much taller than me. I feel this is like my third. I was going to say it's like my third eyeball. I'm like it. All right. Leave it to me, right? All right. So we are going to go on to the next award, which is the Community Service Award, which is given by Gail Stern.
And I don't have to lower this. Okay. The Community Service Award honors the graduate who innately and selflessly understands the importance of giving back to the community. Part of the mission of the Division of Physical Therapy is the development of compassionate healthcare practitioners through service. We strongly feel that service is a vital component of physical therapy education and practice. No one embodies the spirit of generosity and compassion more than Becky Rousseau. Okay. Here are just a few of her highlights of service. Rebecca has served as an officer of the PT Club and has spearheaded many of the club's service activities. Her capstone project was a service project in which Rebecca and her colleagues designed and implemented a pro bono dance and fitness program at a local senior center for individuals with Parkinson's disease. In addition, Rebecca identified a community need and organized a successful student-run interprofessional fall risk clinic. She persisted as she faced many barriers in the organization of this event. Rebecca, you are a yes person. You inspire all who know you by your actions to be better citizens of the world. It is my profound honor to present Rebecca Rousseau with the 2018 Community Service Award.
Okay. And I am privileged enough, and I would say honored enough, to give what we call the Faculty Recognition Award. The Faculty Recognition Award is given to the student who the faculty believes embodies all the characteristics of a genuine, true physical therapist. The student must excel in all areas of academics, determination, service to others, positive attitude, and a desire for lifelong learning, amongst other things. It is my pleasure to award the Faculty Recognition Award to Kyle Estel. You get to stand right up here, right? I'm not done. You can come a little more. All right. All right. So I have written a few things about Kyle. And again, I tend to be a little lengthy, so bear with me, but this is a big one. So besides physical therapy, one of Kyle's biggest passions is playing soccer. Kyle came to AIC 6 years ago with a strong desire to earn not only a physical therapy degree, but he also wanted to be an exceptional soccer player. The position Kyle played in soccer throughout his career was center back. Those who know soccer know that the center back position is the key pillar of success on any soccer team. The qualities one needs to succeed as a center back is eerily similar to those needed to succeed not only in physical therapy, but in life as well. Those characteristics are leadership, good communication skills, great work ethic, and grit. I would like to use those characteristics of a center back for soccer as a backdrop to exemplify why Kyle is so deserving of this award. Center backs are often the leader of their soccer teams, as I said. From a position standpoint, the center back is in the back middle of the field. Therefore, they have to see the entire field in front of them, and thus they are oftentimes considered the spokesman or the leader of the team. Kyle has developed into a leader both in and out of the classroom. Kyle leads by example. He's always on time, most of the time. He's always actively engaged in the classroom. He is always professional in his appearance, especially tonight. And he has the ability to ask questions and pursue answers he is unsure of, or might even disagree with us as faculty in a very professional manner. Kyle pushes himself to go beyond what is accepted and always gets the most out of every encounter, every learning opportunity, and every situation. He is usually the first student to offer his help, whether it is to move furniture to get a lab started, getting involved in an anatomy dissection project, or to help out another student who may need some mentorship. Secondly, center backs are the organizers of the defense and must be great communicators in order to ensure that the entire team in front of them are on the same page and work together. Now, I'm not going to talk about Kyle's organizational skills. That doesn't mean it's a negative thing, but I will speak to his ability to communicate and connect with all stakeholders. Kyle was always that student who again, was never afraid to ask a question in class, stop into faculty offices, and not only just discuss topics and concern, but also just to say hi and see how our day was going. And he was always an ambassador for AIC, both on the field and off the field in AIC, speaking to potential students. He also has an ease around his fellow peers and is always engaged in thoughtful and productive conversation. Kyle is always talking, always communicating, and this quality will serve him well as he is able to engage with his colleagues, ask the difficult questions to better serve his clients, and develop an earnest relationship with his patients in order to better serve them. Finally, center backs lead by example. The center back is fearless and is a player that lays their body out on the line time after time. They are often known as the grunt work player. This is perhaps the quality that I feel most defines Kyle. This is a testament not only to Kyle himself, but to his parents. Mr. and Mrs. Etzel, you have raised a son who embodies what every parent wants their child to become. Kyle is the adult that he is today because of you and those qualities you instilled in him at a very young age. And you allowed him to be secure enough in himself to cultivate those qualities as he grew into the amazing young man he is today. Kyle is scrappy. He is a hard worker. He is compassionate, and he is authentic. Kyle is that person who, if you ask something of it, he will do it without question and beyond your expectations. He is that person who looks for ways to improve himself professionally and personally. He is already taking continuing education courses, and he hasn't even graduated yet. Kyle is solid, Kyle is steady, and Kyle is committed to excellence. These are qualities that are needed not only in the clinical world of healthcare, but these are qualities essential in our society today. Kyle, I speak not only for myself, but for the entire faculty when I say we are so proud that you will be representing AIC's physical therapy program in the workforce, and we are honored to have been able to teach and mentor you throughout your years here at AIC. And we are so excited to see what great things you will achieve, both professionally and personally. Congratulations. All right. So I am going to invite up Marie and Kristen They are going to be presenting the class gift from the class of 2018.
Hello, everyone. Hey. I have the fortunate honor of presenting our class gift to the wonderful faculty that has helped us through this program. Just a quick word, I think Professor Davis put it best, that AIC is not a college, it's a family. Without this group of individuals sitting next to me, and this one too, and the few out there, I wouldn't be standing here today. None of us would be getting pinned or graduating or accomplishing any of our dreams. So there is no gift great enough to give you guys and to thank you for all that you have done, but please take this humble and modest gift as a token of our appreciation. It's a picture of us. We're a little vain. Thank you. And so next, I would like to welcome my dear friend Veronica. Sorry, a little nervous. But I'd like to invite up Veronica for a beautiful speech she's written for us.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here. And I truly thank you, family, friends, faculty, and staff, because all of you who are here in one way or another helped us get to where we are today. And to my classmates, holy cow, how did we get here so fast? Most of us worked through 7 years of school to sit in these seats today, and I couldn't be any more proud of us. So I'm here to take you back in time a little bit, so let's take a trip down memory lane to a few years ago in the whole application process. How many of you can bet that was the most you've ever refreshed your email and checked your phones and mailboxes waiting to hear back from someone or anyone? I will never forget the phone call I received from AIC telling me that I got accepted into the DPT program. In that moment, for each of us, our lives changed. And I also say that quite literally, considering all the living arrangements and commutes we had to figure out at the very last minute. So summer of 2015 was when our journey officially began with anatomy. Very intense anatomy. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the first 3 weeks of PT school, asked me the name of any muscle or bone that we learned, I could tell you that. Asked me the name of any of my classmates, I had no idea. I think it's safe to say that we all felt like we were in the Twilight Zone. But if I had to capture what that summer session was like in a nutshell, I would do it using 3 phrases that we all use pretty often. 1, I don't feel like a real human being. 2, do you wanna get coffee? And 3, how did I pull that off? I haven't slept in days. After summer session, we finally started to learn each other's names, and then before we knew it, the years started to fly by, memories being created before us. Like the day we had to do Russian E-stim on each other. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, let's just say it was quite the trust-building experience. Some people do trust falls, we just happen to use electrodes and electrical currents, that's all. Or what about those cadaver lab days? For our class, you're one of 3 types of people. The I'm not going in without my Vicks Vapor Rub person, the I'm taking this lab day by day type of person, or lastly, and most uncommon, the I'm gonna break out in dance moves whenever I can type of person. Now, no matter what type of person you were walking into lab, walking out, we still all reeked. And we only knew because of the weird looks we get from people around Corniotis. Oh, and you can't forget being on campus until midnight every night of practical or finals week. But if we ever had any doubt about passing a practical, we knew we could always count on the wise and comforting words of Joe. You can also be a great janitor if this doesn't work out. Now, one of the great things about our class is that no matter how stressful times would get, we always would make light of a situation and would always find a way to have fun. Like learning how to Zumba and doing yoga together in Professor Maroney's class, which I must say I've never seen so many tight hamstrings in one room before. Minus Marie, who could kick herself in the head in any position possible. Or what about making those very creative and highly entertaining debate videos for Professor Davis's class first year? Nicole, you made a fabulous Walter. Or attempting to do wheelies on wheelchairs during NeuroLab, emphasis on attempting. And then there's other memories that we'll never forget, like working with our awesome patients in Neuro Clinic during second year, and dressing up in ugly Christmas sweaters and making emoji t-shirts, going to the Big E together, and those days of walking into class to find a batch of Regina's freshly made brownies. The list could go on. By the way, Regina, feel free to send us your brownies even after graduation. Now, while there's countless memories we've created either as a class or on our own, I can think of 4 things that this entire class would agree upon. First, whenever we needed a volunteer in a time of need, which guy would do it? Sam. Whenever there was any type of technical difficulty, before IT, who would we call? That wasn't completely scripted, I swear. Who was most likely to show up fashionably late? And the answer to almost every single question in PT school is? It depends. Needless to say, I'm incredibly grateful to have shared these past 3 years with all of you. It has been the most inspiring and humbling experience in my life thus far. Every single person in this class is extremely talented and driven. It's crazy to think that we were complete strangers to each other before and then so quickly became the people that we depended on the most, and now lifelong friends. Now, I could go on forever about how incredible each and every one of you are, but let's be honest, if I stay up here any longer, we won't make it to graduation tomorrow. So, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and so with that said, please enjoy the slideshow presentation coming up next. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who has made these past 3 years truly unforgettable. This is just the beginning of a beautiful journey. Thank you.
Okay. I have to say, okay. I'm getting harassed by the group I just introduced you to, and I wonder why I introduced them to you. Okay, I will say that was amazing, that speech, but we are going to put the slideshow on hold briefly because of the effort it's going to take to get all of you down there and then back up here. Okay, so that's where they were going with me. So stay tuned, everyone, because that's going to be the highlight, okay? So what we're going to do right now is pinning of the graduates or the doctors. And I'm going to bring up Dr. Gail Stern and Dr. Tracy Klakaka.
On behalf of the physical therapy faculty and administration at American International College, I would like to congratulate all of you on becoming doctorates in physical therapy. I would also like to take this time to thank your family and your friends for the love and support they have provided you throughout the program to help you get where you are today. The pinning ceremony is a long-standing tradition that celebrates your journey from a student to a physical therapist. Physical therapy truly is a calling. Over the past 3 years, you have spent countless hours studying for exams, preparing for lab practicals, learning to work as a team through group projects, interprofessional seminars, and integrated clinical experiences, as well as performing 1,400 hours of full-time clinical education experiences. You have worked hard and learned that in order to achieve this goal, you needed to make sacrifices and learn to find a balance between your personal and academic lives. You have learned the value of hard work, perseverance, and dedication. As you embark on your careers as physical therapists, you will continue to be faced with many challenges: changing healthcare landscape, difficult patients and families, employers, and the reality that even though you graduated with a doctorate of physical therapy, you still have much to learn. It is our hope that you continue to strive for excellence, understand your strengths and weaknesses, and not be afraid to ask for help. I hope that you always display integrity during times of adversity and emulate the values of altruism, caring, and compassion. I hope that you always continue to challenge yourselves outside your comfort zone, continue to be lifelong learners, and advocate for your patients as well as the profession. There is a quote that I stumbled on, like other people today, and the author is unknown, Excellence can be obtained if you care more than others think is wise, risk more than others think is safe, dream more than others think is practical, and expect more than others think is possible. I wish you all well as you begin this new chapter in your lives, and I am proud to call you my colleagues. I look forward to hearing your future successes and accomplishments. At this time, I will call each of you individually to come up to the podium to receive your pins. Dr. Derek Azopardi. Dr. Brandon Biko. Dr. Kristen Brunel. Dr. Kimberly Carrera. Dr. Stephen Chung. Dr. Amber Siafi. Dr. Samuel Clark. Dr. William Catrone. Dr. Zachary Crickmore. Dr. Aaliyah Curry. Dr. Marie Zernecki. Dr. Veronica Martins DeFaria. Dr. Kristen Leander English. Dr. Kyle Estelle. Dr. Cody Forney. Dr. Rochelle Root Gale. Dr. Nadia Hopper. Dr. Leanne Jagan. Dr. Daniel Johnson. Dr. Brandon Learned. Dr. Rachel Lee. Dr. Megan Leese. Dr. Aubrey Melber. Dr. Regina Moroso. Dr. Elizabeth Moulton. Dr. Sophie Newhouse. Dr. Samantha Ostrowski. Dr. April Rogers. Dr. Rebecca Russo. Dr. Nathan Sanderson. Dr. Nicole Silva. Dr. Joseph Socha. Last but not least, Dr. Alexander Watkins. And can you all please rise one more time so your families and friends can acknowledge you? Congratulations to the class of 2018.
It is my honor to be here and really speak to you guys for the very last time. This is it for us, and I'm sorry to see you go, but it is time. Before I get started, I'd also just acknowledge somebody else that's in the audience tonight, and that's Tom Johnson. That's Dan Johnson's father. You have given our program unconditional support. And I think we could dub you an honorary faculty member if that's okay. So, so it may or may not be that evident from the video because you guys look like you had a lot of fun. But I know that sandwiched between the hot tub parties and the hiking and the Macarena or whatever it was you were doing, I'm not sure it was, I think that you actually learned quite a bit in PT school. You learned every joint, bone, muscle, nerve, ligament in the human body. You learned the difference between a triquetrium and a trochanter, a masseter and a mandible, and a trapezium and a trapezius, and everything in between. Some of you might remember a poster from a long time ago that read, "Everything I need to know I learned in kindergarten." Well, I think there's a DPT counterpart to this, and I propose that almost everything you need to know you learned in physical therapy school. I've made a very long list. I've got about 100 things, but I've shortened it down to 3. But these are 3 simple lessons that you can apply to your daily lives. Lesson 1, you need stability before you can achieve mobility. Where are my PT people here? Okay. Every joint in the body needs a well-balanced and stable platform from which to operate, and so do you. While it's great to reach for the stars, you first have to make sure that your feet are firmly planted on the ground. For the past 3 years, the majority of your days have been dictated by classes, exams, lab practicals, and 29 group projects. Okay, thank you. And you've had little time to do much else, although not so evident here. But I would think that you would agree that in some way that your lives have been, that your balance has actually been somewhat perturbed. But now as you're about to embark on your careers, remember the importance of maintaining balance in your own lives. Be sure to set aside time to nurture your body and your mind, and to cultivate your passion, whatever that may be. Slow down and be patient with yourselves, with your careers, and with the people around you. In his book, 7 Brief Lessons on Physics, Carlo Rovelli wrote, "You don't get anywhere by not wasting time." And I'm going to say this again because I had to read it about 10 times before it really sunk in because it made no sense to me, but you don't get anywhere by not wasting time. It seems profoundly ironic because this book was, the author in this book was referring to Albert Einstein, who had taken a year off, dropped out of school, and basically floated around Europe to do what he wanted to do. He attended lectures that he wanted to attend, he read philosophy, and some people would have said he was wasting his time. But not long after that, he returned to school to study physics, and then he wrote 3 papers, 3 seminal papers actually, that would propel him to the forefront of discovery and transform him into one of the greatest scientists of all time. So much to the chagrin of many people in this room, especially parents, there is value in wasted time, okay? It does have its benefits. Lesson 2, repeated motion testing can reveal a lot about a person. Thank you, Robin McKenzie, for that. In physical therapy, we know that our initial impression of a patient can change after they've performed certain movements in a repeated manner. Sometimes these movements can make the patient better, sometimes they can make the patient worse, and sometimes they can have no effect. You remember this, right? That's good. Good job. Very good. But we do these repeated motion tests because they guide our clinical decision making. So there are two lessons here. One, first, be careful not to judge others too quickly, because one's true character is often revealed only after the course of time. And 2, your repeated motions or behaviors can reveal a lot about you, and these behaviors will ultimately impact the world around you. So in the end, what kind of impact do you want to make on the world and the people around you? Will you make it better? Will you make it worse? Or will you have no effect? And finally, lesson 3, choose the right outcome measure. Okay? In physical therapy school, you learned that the best way to gauge success is basically to use an outcome measure. But as you know, it's important to choose the right outcome measure. For example, we know that it's important to record improvements in range of motion and strength, but range of motion and strength don't always correlate with positive patient outcomes. What's most important is how you've impacted a patient's pain and their function. So in life, what outcome measure do you want to use to gain your own success? At the end of the day, I would argue that it's not your salary, it's not your title, and it's not the number of letters after your name that are the benchmarks for your success. Instead, I believe the best measure of your success should be a strong sense of well-being, happiness, peace of mind, and the value that you add to others. So with that, I wish you all a life and a career filled with well-being, happiness, peace of mind, and occasional moments of wasted time. Thank you, class of 2018, for being who you are and for becoming part of our AIC family. We will remember you fondly, and we look forward to seeing you again. Congratulations, good night, and please keep in touch. Thank you.